Hey, third graders. I'm Izzy, Idiom. Today I'm feeling a little bit blue. What do you think that means? It means I'm sad. Let me tell you why I'm sad. Because I don't understand what all these idioms mean. So, I am here to talk to you about what they mean so we understand them. Idioms are a type of figurative language that people use like phrases or expressions that they don't really make sense. But a lot of times they go back a long way in history and there's a story behind them to explain what they mean. But people say them in their everyday language and in things that we read, and they help with descriptions. And there's a lot of them that are pretty funny. So let's get started and read about some of them. This book is called Mad as a Wet Hen and Other Funny Idioms by Marvin, Terban, illustrated by Julio Maestro. Okay, so mad as a wet hen. I wonder if we're going to find out what that means. Let's see. So I've marked a bunch of pages that I saw, some that I thought were really good. So have you ever heard that it's raining cats and dogs? Do you think it's really having cats and dogs come out of the sky? I don't think so. It just means it's raining really hard. In Old England, there were big holes in the roads, and there were also many cats and dogs running around loose. During a heavy rainstorm, the holes would fill with water, and the cats and dogs would sometimes fall into them. So people joked that it was raining cats and dogs. Isn't that funny? All right, here is our next one that I have marked. This one, you might hear, she laughed her head off. Did her head really fly off while she was laughing? No, it just means that she was laughing so hard. Her head did not come off while she was laughing. She just had something that was very, very funny. Oh, I skipped one by accident. Oh, this one we hear a lot. Somebody might say, what do you have, ants in your pants? Do you really think that you would have ants in your pants? No, it just means you're restless and you can't sit still. Because pretend if you did have ants in your pants, you would probably be running around going, I have ants in my pants, right? That would make you fidget and squirm quite a bit. So look at this guy with his ants in his pants. He's, ah! All right, let's take a look at our next one. Oh, I think we skipped the wet hen one. Let me go back to that. Mad as a wet hen, that means you're really, really mad. A hen doesn't like to get wet. Did you know that? If it does, it flaps its wings wildly to shake the water off. If you saw a wet hen flapping furiously, you probably think it was in a pretty big rage, too. Yeah. Okay. Let's see our next one. And there's tons of them in here. Maybe you could check this out from the online library, because this is available at our school if you want to read some more. Oh, here's one to tell you to be quiet, to hold your tongue or button your lip. Do you really think that means hold your tongue or take a button and put it on your lip? No, it just means stop talking. That's it. Have you ever heard someone say, lend me your ear? Does that mean you're going to take your ear off and give it to them? No, that just means that they want you to listen. Or lend me a hand. Chop it off and give it to them? No, they just need some help. Right? Okay. A pain in the neck. Does that really mean somebody is putting pain in your neck? No, it just means something's probably obnoxious or bothering you. Or someone, right? All right, let's see. This one is, oh, Grandma sure has a green thumb. Does that mean that her thumb has really turned green? No. She is very good at gardening, and she can make things grow if that is someone who has a green thumb. All right, let's see our next ones. Oh, I like this one. Somebody says, oh, that's a piece of cake. Does that mean it's really a piece of cake? No, it just means something's really, really easy. And there's a simile, easy as pie. Does that mean pie is easy? No, I think pie is hard to make. So that's not what that means. Okay, here's some feelings. If you're down in the dumps, does that mean you're really in the dumpster? No, it just means that you're sad. Kind of like feeling blue means that you're sad. Or if you're walking on air, it means you're so happy. Or like your head is in the clouds. Yeah, it's not really up in the sky, right? Oh, this one. If you're under the weather, that means that you are sick. And this one has a story. Imagine you're on a ship when a violent storm comes up. The boat begins to toss and your stomach feels queasy. You're feeling under the weather. An airplane pilot tries to fly his plane above the stormy weather, and that will make his people feel better because he'd be above it instead of under it. Under the weather, walking on air, right here. All right. Oh, this one, your parents might say this, or somebody might say this to you. You're eating me out of house and home. He's eating so much, and I'll soon be out of money to buy him any food. So that says, growing children need a lot of food. You guys know that. Imagine a child who gobbles up everything on the dinner table, devours everything in the refrigerator, and consumes everything in the kitchen cabinets. Of course, this story isn't true, but the parents of children who are big eaters often joke, he's eating me out of house and home. Oh, how about this one? This one is for, they're all going bananas. So that means they're acting really silly or ridiculous, right? So, monkeys love bananas, and monkeys often behave in funny ways. So sometimes when they eat bananas and they're silly, so a person acting crazy, they say, is going bananas. All right, here's a nice one. Oh, you are the apple of my eye. That means that you really love and treasure someone if they're the apple of your eye. And most of the time it's like a parent and a kid, right? Or somebody says, hey kid, that's the way the cookie crumbles. That just means that's the way life is. It is what it is. You got to deal with it. How about she spilled the beans? Does that mean she turned over the can of beans? No. That means that the secret got out. So beans in the old days are supposed to stay in the pot until they're ready to be served. A secret is supposed to stay hidden until it's ready to be revealed. If you spill the beans out of the pot, that's like you told the secret. There's the beans. Thanks. Okay, so that's that one. There's just a few. There's so many. This book is by the same author, Marvin Terban, but this illustrator is Tom Huffman. It's more funny idioms. So let me read you a couple more of these. This one is, somebody says, pull yourself together. Does that mean you're going to pull on yourself? No. That means that just get a grip on yourself. You might be going a little wild, right? So to pull yourself together means compose yourself. Okay? Let's see, our next one is, somebody might say, getting my daughter to wear dresses like pulling teeth. Well, nobody ever went into a dentist's office and said, hey, can you pull out my teeth? It's usually pretty painful. So it's definitely something you don't want to do. So pulling teeth is like having something you really don't want to do. Okay, the next one is, they might say they threw in the towel. That comes from boxing. If a fighter was being badly beaten, his manager would throw into the ring a sponge or a towel that's used to wipe their face between rounds. That meant that the fighter was giving up. Today we use the idiom with throw in the towel to mean the same thing, to surrender. If you're throwing in the towel, saying I give up. All right, this one is called your answer hits the nail on the head, right? It doesn't really hit it on the head, but it means you're exactly right. If you take careful aim with your hammer and you hit the nail smack on its head so that it goes into the wood perfectly straight, you've done exactly the right thing. When you act in the most effective way, when you express the most accurate words, when you do something just right, you've hit the nail on the head. See? Okay. This one. Oh, it's somebody who stretches the truth. You don't take the word truth and stretch it out like this guy. They are exaggerating. So it says, Freddie Fib always stretches the truth. When you tell the truth, you tell exactly what happened. The truth is not stretchable like a rubber band. But if someone stretches the truth, he's adding untrue parts to the story. Someone can also stretch a point by making an exception or exaggerating. All right, this one is hold your horses. Does that mean you're going to go up and hold a horse? No. Harold, you're too excited. Hold your horse. It means, not hold your horse, hold your horses. It means don't rush ahead, right? Suppose you're driving a team of horses and they start to run too fast. You pull on the reins and hold your horses back. We'd use this same phrase to advise someone to be patient, to hold back from rushing. All right? I hope you enjoyed listening to our idioms with Izzy Idiom. All right? And I hope you have some fun practicing with them. Don't forget you can check these books out from our library if you have time to read some more about idioms. All right, bye-bye. I'll see you next time, boys and girls.